Hello, I'm George Wang, Chief Marketing Officer with Peterson Technology Partners. Today we have Kevin Boyd, Chief Information Officer with University of Chicago. Kevin, thanks for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So today I know that you've got some thoughts about winning the war on retaining talent. What are you and University of Chicago doing in that very, very important topic, which is very dear and near to my heart?
There isn't one thing. It is many things, some little and some big that all add up. I think the bottom line is retaining employees is about creating an environment where employees want to be. I think the best way to think about it is having a toolbox of things that you can do to create that environment for employees. I would start with strategy and vision. I think strategy and vision really matters. Having a strategic plan that helps the team know where you want to go. Our team members make more informed decisions if they understand the strategy and understand your idea of strategy. What is your vision and what you want the focus to be for your department? What do you expect your department to be good at? So why does this matter? Well, I think it's really important to clearly articulate what matters and then consistently execute and demonstrate that. Walk the talk, as they say. If you say that customer service matters, what do you do to demonstrate that? How do you reinforce that in your communications to reinforce examples of positive or good customer service? Sharing great messages when customers say, here's something you did as an organization that was, great customer service. If you tell people that a top priority is to implement a new financial system by, let's say, 2023, then everybody knows it. They're all working together to make that happen. I also really believe in simple visuals for strategic communications. The second thing I would say is culture matters. What is the culture that you want to embody as a leader? Have you articulated clear values that are important to your organization? We talk about three key values for our organization: transparency, trust, and respect. And then we have specific pillars for each of those three that we've shared with our teams and that we talk about regularly. We reinforce those values at our all hands meetings. Those values are also part of the competencies that we evaluate staff on in our performance reviews. And that reinforces that we care not just about what we do as an organization, but how we do it. It's not enough just to get the work done, but we need to actually be doing it in a way that is consistent with what we've said we value as an organization. We've also taught our team members about behavioral interviewing, and we've provided them tools to make sure that we're hiring new team members who fit with our values. So by doing that, we've created sort of a virtuous circle that reinforces the values. All of that, I think, helps with retaining and making sure that, we have the right people who want to be there. Some related things, I think as leaders, we can do a lot to demonstrate within IT that we value learning and development and support that both with time and dollars. Obviously, within IT, things are changing rapidly, and that's both with technology as well as competencies, how we do the work and the tools that we need to know to do the work. I think it's really important to make sure that we are consistently helping our team members be successful with learning and development. I think one of the old things that managers always talk about is that training is the first thing to get cut. And I think it's actually one of the last things that should get cut because it's making an investment in our people. The other thing that is very important as a leader is putting a lot of focus on communication. And again, it's not one thing, it's many things. It's having regular team meetings, at a manager level. It's having one-on-ones with staff members and understanding, what's working well for them, what's not working well, what are the barriers that we as managers can help remove for them. We have regular all hands meetings where we get the whole department together and talk about where are we headed, what's happening. We'll bring in guest speakers from other parts of the university and really help connect people both to our strategy as well as to the mission of the university. Something that I believe in is that if you communicate twice as much as what you think people want, it's usually about half as much as what they need. I view learning and development as one of the important tools in the tool bag. It's helping create learning and development plans for people, making sure that you're supporting those plans with time and resources for development. It's actually taking time, as managers to discuss career goals and career opportunities. We make sure that managers at least annually are having a conversation with their team members about what are their career goals, where do they want to be in 3 to 5 years, and what are the things that we as leaders can help do to get them where they want to go. It's been remarkable. Every time I've introduced this development planning process to an organization, I've heard from people, no one's ever asked me that before. No one's ever asked where I want to go, what I want to be doing in 3 to 5 years. As leaders, we should be asking our people that, and we should be helping them get where they want to go. When we talk about reinforcing, something else I'll mention that I think is really important to winning this battle is recognition. It is consistently recognizing our people. Gallup in their engagement survey asks, have you been recognized in the last 7 days? In the last 7 days. There are lots of ways to make sure that you are building recognition into a culture. We do it by starting every single one of our leadership team meetings by talking about recognition. What are the great things that have happened since the last time we got together, and talk about what's going on in the organization, who's doing great things. Consistently recognizing individuals and teams when they go above and beyond. It could be small or it could be big, but it's putting the focus on that. The other thing I would say is that something that's probably more true now than ever before with the pandemic is being flexible. Making sure that flexibility in the workplace is really built into what you're doing. I also think flexibility is part of empowerment. It says to our employees, I trust you. And my experience has been that most of our team members will live up to that trust. And ultimately, the ones who don't are probably the ones that you don't really want on your team. To summarize, I would say that you create the work environment in your department. While company culture, company policies may impact it, you really need to be the driver. In almost every company I've worked, information technology has led human resources and the rest of the organization on development planning, recognition, and workforce flexibility. And I think it's also really important that as leaders, we treat those items like any other project. We need to plan, budget, and execute, and make sure that we're being really intentional about those. I think it's even more important these days where, in the world of Glassdoor and other similar social review tools, it's also very easy for candidates coming into our organization to learn about the work environment. So while, I may be talking about retention, all of these things also impact recruiting. I think the bottom line is that retaining your staff is really all about creating an environment where they want to be.
This is really music to my ears because we really didn't talk about technology. What you were talking about was very much the human aspects of building a great technology organization by focusing on the non-technology aspects, of which you enumerated a lot of different things. And I totally agree. I mean, part of the reason why I'm here at Peterson Technology Partners is because that's what we focus on. We focus on, finding great talent, and it's very much a people business. So that's great. Tell us, what would be the 2 or 3 things that the audience listening in today could put into use to achieve some of these things?
One of the things that's probably been most impactful for me and my team was actually really stepping back and thinking about what our current culture was, and then being very intentional about what we wanted our future culture to be. We worked to figure out how did we articulate that in a set of values. That became something that we wove into our communications and in our meetings. It became something we wove into the competencies and the performance reviews. It became part of our hiring process. That's been really foundational. It helped us envision the organization that we wanted to become.
Well, Kevin, this has been great. Thank you so much for sharing these insights today. I got a lot out of it, and I know our audience will too. Thank you.
Thanks, George. Really appreciate being invited.